But yeah, I mean, you hit the goal that you originally had, which is cool, right? That's
Not
it.
only that you helped me hit the goal, you truly helped me find my calling in business.
Dude, that's kind of crazy.
I'm so grateful. For example, like a client that I onboarded this week, when I told him about my offer, my community, my program, he
Mhm.
said, "This is what I've been looking for a decade." And
Crazy.
I'm just like, yes, I'm now able to reach that type of a person, whereas before I wouldn't be able to reach him because my messaging was off.
All right, before we play the rest of this video, if you want help with this stuff, right? Like growing your business, scaling your business, it might be leads, it might be, closing more sales, maybe it's hiring a team, whatever it is. If you want help with this, click the link below this video, book in a time to chat with me and let me see if I can help you grow. All right, let's get back to the video. Interesting. I mean, we're probably going to do this testimonial all out of order now, but
No, I
whatever.
mean, yeah, you can just
Well,
do it
let's
whenever.
let's circle back to that piece. If is that
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I will say this. Maybe I'll just introduce you for them. But we've got Mario here. Is that how I say it? Is it Mario Mario? What do you
I
prefer?
go by Mario.
Okay, I'll say Mario. I was
Yeah.
saying that, but I changed it up. Not a good life choice. But how are you branding it now? Like the type of coaching that you do?
I'm a mindset and performance coach for dadpreneurs.
Okay, cool. And so you went from 5K per month to
20 to 24K past
that,
2 months,
that's
cash
phenomenal.
collected.
Okay, that's amazing. I am very, very curious, like, where were you before we started working together? So you're at the 5K per month mark, but like, where were you really? Like, where was your mindset at? What were you thinking, thoughts, feelings, all that jazz?
I was so frustrated because I knew I was such a good coach and I knew that this is what I was meant to do with my life, but I was just having a hard time communicating the transformation that I provide and the benefit that people would receive from experiencing the coaching program. And so I was just so frustrated and annoyed because I just like I quit my job, I went all in on my business and I learned how to run ads and how to create content. So I
Mm,
knew what to do, but I didn't know who to communicate it to and how specifically to communicate what the coaching was and what pain points it solved and like how specifically it would just change their lives. So it was just like this thing where I knew exactly what to do, but it was so frustrating because I wasn't getting the results that I knew I was capable of.
got it. Okay. So you knew you're like really good coach, but it's just like you just like had this thing and you just like couldn't figure out like either who it was or like how to communicate it to them kind of thing, and you were just chilling at that 5K mark.
Yeah, it because I think that for a lot of coaching offers, it's very specific of who do you help and what is the tangible result. So
Mm,
for fitness, like I'll help you lose, X amount of pounds. Business, it's I'll help you go from this revenue to this revenue. But for my type of an offer, the type of result, it's not as tangible. It's really more of like the mindset shift. It's the identity shift, and there's multiple benefits.
mm.
And so I think in an offer like that, the messaging is so important, and I knew that that was the part that I was missing. And then when I was thinking about who could help me with this, I just was watching your content and I just knew that you could help me solve that missing piece.
Mm.
And the messaging was like the thing that changed everything.
Got it. Okay, super cool. That leads us to the next question is like, what specifically did we do? So the first thing sounds like it was messaging.
Yeah. So I'll also say I knew the exact moment when I was going to hire you. And I think I had told you this, but it was when I was watching your Instagram story and you did like a workshop with Luisa at that mastermind
Yeah.
in Marbella. And I remember watching you kind of talk about the messaging workshop and what her messaging was like before and after. And I was like, that's exactly what I need. And so on our first onboarding call, you helped me understand who specifically I was targeting. And then you gave me a carousel post that I could put when people came to my profile.
Mm.
And it was a post like 7 signs that you're sabotaging as a dadpreneur.
Mhm.
And then I took your feedback on my messaging. I created that post. Within a week, I remember whenever people would reach out, we'd start a conversation with them, and I would say like, "What was it? What about my page is resonating with you?" So many people referred to that first post, and they
Crazy.
said, "I feel like you're talking to me directly," and so that was directly from our onboarding call, and then following your framework on messaging.
The
Like
like
that
the
was the
training in the bonus section.
yeah, it was the messaging training about where you're at now, where you're trying to get to, the vehicle. I had read all of these different books about messaging and about how to like position yourself, but sometimes you just need somebody who's like an expert and has seen it. And you just like fast tracked my messaging by months with that first call, and then just with your training.
Totally. Messaging is one of those things where like the thing that helps me is like I've done it with like 400 people, so I kind of know like, oh, that's not going to work because I've already figured out that that doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
It's hard like messaging's really it's like you know that saying like it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. Messaging's really like that because you're so close to it, but
Oh
it's so
yeah.
foundational for ads, for like content, just for all of it, right?
That was like that's why I was so frustrated because I knew what to do. Like I knew how to have a follower ad. I knew how to create content and I was very consistent with that. But I realized that the foundation for your entire business is your messaging. Who's
Yeah.
your ideal client? What's the offer? What's the transformation? And without that foundation, that means I didn't really have that business. And that's why I was getting the inconsistent results that I was getting. So, yeah, that's why it was such a game changer for me.
Very cool. I should just film a piece of content and be like, if you are running the ads and you're doing this and you're doing that, I can pretty much guarantee you it's this, you know?
Yeah, I doubled my business without changing, without increasing my ad spend, without really changing my close rate. It was just purely the messaging. And then everything that I've done on top of that has just what has helped me compound. Like I
Freaking,
didn't change my ads. I didn't really change anything there. It was just purely the messaging.
yeah, that's super cool. Okay, sweet. And then the second thing was hiring a setter.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't hire a setter until January,
Yeah.
but that just really, freed me up to focus more on creating more content and doing the coaching and doing the sales. And that was a big unlock for me too.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So that's recent, but that's like, has that given you some time back? You're still booking more calls, things like that?
Definitely. Yeah. Um, honestly, like I would say if I reflect on like what other things that we did that were really a game changer for me, it
Mhm.
was just the idea of like quantum leaps and the vision and you just demonstrating how how you did that. Because when we met earlier in the year, I had my goal set, and then it was after we met, you just kind of threw a number out there. It's like, well, what about 500K this year? And I was like, I guess, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
let's go after it. It just like expanded my concept of what I thought was possible. And then it was a week after that where I had a 20K week, basically.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I see how this quantum leap mindset works. And it really has just been from following your lead and really like studying the way that you operate and the way that you show up, because it's not just about what to do, it's all about like how you do it. And I think you've just like really modeled what it looks like to be committed to your clients and to really like push yourself and really see like what you're capable of. And that was like the other part of why I wanted to join your program, was because I just saw the way that you show up like confidently, consistently every single day.
Mhm.
And I knew that I could learn from you to help me be a better coach from just from observing like that aspect. So there's the idea of like the quantum leap mindset and mentality and how to specifically like execute on that was a big thing for me.
Yeah. Did you like from the book that I sent?
Yeah, yeah. I read it. I read it. I went through the routine and everything too, and that's what I did at the beginning of the year. And I attribute a lot of like my business taking off to that conversation we had.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is like you're saying this. I mean, we just randomly like doubled the business and hit 100K month. Like it took 30 days from when I started it to the end. Treen, did you see Treen's post in the Wins channel?
No.
Treen posted, she goes, "Yeah, guys, I hit my first 10K month." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And then later, like a week later, she's like, "Oh my God, guys, I didn't realize this, but I wrote this down that I was going to do this before March." She's like, "That fucking exercise worked." I was like, "This is crazy." Like, it's not just
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of people.
Oh yeah. No, I think that was just like a cool like client experience too, like just getting this book. Like, wait,
Yeah.
what is this book? But getting books, it's like my love language. So
Yeah.
I get a book and I'm like super pumped about it, and then just seeing it's from you and the team, I
You
was
know,
like, I need to do something like that with my clients.
this is giving me good ideas. Like that wasn't something that's like built into the client experience. That was just like I felt like you asked a question that was relevant and like it was really working for me. So I was like, I'm gonna send this. I have certain times where I'll just certain people need things and I'll send them a book, but
Mm,
that makes me think I should send everyone that book in the beginning because I think that would really set the foundation of the program, you know?
I I think that would be insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I love the client success ideas here. That's good. Um, yeah, okay. So messaging was really big because then you didn't have that frustration of just like, I know I'm good, but I don't know how to communicate to these people. Um, so that made just everything that you were already doing just kind of work better. Like I think you said
Yeah.
double, you didn't change anything else, just that. And then the setters kind of new, but that bought you back some time. The mindset has just kind of, it sounds like it's just like expanded your what you're focused on, if that makes sense, like in terms of hitting.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause like before and kind of when we started working together, I was just doing one-on-one. I hadn't expanded out to a group program, course, community,
Yeah.
and I knew I needed to nail my messaging first. And once I nailed my messaging, I had this like clarity about how I wanted to how I wanted to serve those people, how I wanted to serve dadpreneurs. And that's when I got this idea around building a brand around driven dadpreneurs. And so then I started working on like really building out like my branding, my messaging, my group program. And then in January, that's when I officially launched my driven dadpreneur brand and movement
Mhm.
and got founding members. And that was the thing that really helped me step into step into my calling. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to do that without the clarity at the beginning, having the setter, and then just really helping me like just really expand my
Yeah.
mind of what I thought was possible.
Love it. I love it. I love it all. I'm stoked that the name
Yeah.
is so helpful. Um, is there
Yeah.
anything else that stands out to you as like things that you did to get there? Like just for anyone who's watching this, like those are three big things that you could levers that you could pull. Is there anything else that you found was like really impactful for you getting where you ended up?
I
Those
think one thing that I learned from you was just like having a real like bias towards action. I observed it a couple times, like you somebody would have a question and you would just create a whole new training like the next day and be like, hey guys, I got a whole new module here. Like, check it out. Hey, so and so asked this question. I've got a whole new training on that. So just your speed of implementation was another thing that I think that I was missing, 3 or 4 months ago, because I'm that type of person. Maybe whoever is watching this or listening to this is like, you want to have all the information, you want to have it perfect before you execute, but it is just got to be the opposite in business. Like you've got to embrace like imperfect action. And I think that was just another thing that I really picked up in just being a part of your program that carried over into me creating those additional trainings for the guys in my program, and just like really having a bias towards action was like a really big thing.
That's cool. And for the record, you asked really good questions too. Like I remember when you were launching that and you were like, what are the things we could do to make the community like even better? Like you asked like really good strategic questions. I remember answering those in Slack. That was awesome. Yeah.
I just finished that up and it worked amazing based off of what you and Mika suggested. I did a challenge for an engagement challenge for the first month and it turned out great. Like everybody got super into it and I'm now like posting doing like a weekly wins recap, posting that on my story, which is just driving more leads. So again, it's just one of those things like now that I have this community, I can really leverage it for just additional like impact. And it just feels so good to be at this point.
That point. Cool. And like getting to like 20, I think you put 20 to 24K, 20 to 25K. What's the actual number so I can
Yeah,
look that up?
24. Yeah, 24K.
20 to 24.
I
Um,
did 20K, 21K last month and then 24K this month.
that's freaking
Or I'm
awesome.
sorry, in January 21K and then yeah, February 24K.
So cool. So cool. Um, well,
Yeah.
what is that like? I think I see. I mean, I saw you went to like Costa Rica and like, um, what does this make possible now that you're like, I mean, you're making 5x the money you were however long ago, 4 months ago or whatever it was. So,
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's just given me that confidence that
mhm,
I can really do this.
yeah.
I've built a real business. This isn't a side hustle. This isn't like me like, being a solopreneur. This is me having like a real actual business. And the result of that is, yeah, like we've been able to travel a lot more as a family, which is something that I love to do with my wife and my two girls.
Mhm.
Um, for example, like decided to book a flight for myself and my daughter to go to the Grand Canyon later this week and spend some time with my family. In 2 weeks, my wife and I are going to be going to like a business conference. And these are the types of things like I wouldn't be making these decisions if I was still at 5K a month. But
Mhm.
now that I'm averaging, 20, 24K, I'm able to make these decisions that I know will just mean so much to me to have those memories. And it's what I love to do. And I can still like grow my business while I'm doing it. It just makes me so grateful to be in this position because this is what I always dreamed of. Like I've had a couple of moments where I'm just like, I'm hanging out with my girls and it's like weekend and I'm just reflecting on the past like few months. I'm like, I'm doing it. Like, this is exactly what I knew I was capable of. This is what I dreamed of. This is what I've prayed for. And I'm actually able to live it now.
Mhm. Man, you're like making me a bit emotional. It's funny.
Oh my God. It is like you get it because there was so many times where I didn't even know if I could do this. And it makes you feel like this is my purpose and I'm failing at my purpose. There's no worse feeling than that. And just knowing like I just need to figure this out. I have to figure it out to then get on the other side of it. It just feels so good. Um, so thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you did the work, not me, but I'll take the gratitude. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's like it sounds like it's opened up a lot of stuff and it's crazy to think like what you said, this is something that you once dreamed of being in this spot, you know? Um, and yeah, I know that for you, like, yes, it's a monetary thing and whatever, but it's also like very much so a purpose thing and like you have both and like you didn't have to choose. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, just to to be able to reach the people who have struggled with the same things that I struggled with a year ago, 2 years ago, like 3 years ago, that is like what means so much to me. And that's the part that just feels so good. Like I told you, I was onboarding a client last week, and this is somebody who came through my new ad, my new messaging, and after we get through our onboarding call, I was just asking him like, so how do you feel about this? And
Mhm.
he's like, I'm getting emotional because this community that you've built is a thing that I've been looking for over a decade.
So good.
And we were both like just had this moment where we're just like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we connected, you
Yeah.
know?
Hell yeah. Cool. Super cool. Um, Anything else I want to ask on my side? Um, did you have any hesitations before joining? I don't think you did. I think you were just like, I'm gung ho. But did you?
So yeah, I mean, I waited I waited a few months before I was like, so I knew you could help me.
Mhm.
Um, because I knew you were you're the expert on messaging, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, there's always doubts of like, is this really gonna work? Um, what if it doesn't work? But I don't know. I just I'm just so grateful that I took that made that decision.
Yeah. Is there anything that like I don't know, like I have ways because I have a human brain too, and when I go to make investments, like it's still scary for me, right? So I have
Yeah.
ways that I will like logic myself into closing myself. Like,
Oh yeah.
did you have to do any of that like mental gymnastics, or you just like what did you do?
I mean, the way that I always think about it is like, where am I going to be in 6 months, 1 year, or 3 years if I don't take action?
Mhm.
If I keep going down this path that I'm going down, how am I going to feel emotionally? And what am I going to lose financially if I keep going this path?
Yeah.
And the longer I waited, the more I realized I'm going to be exactly where I'm at or potentially worse if I don't invest and get some help. And that's always been the thing that has helped me like make the right
Mhm.
like financial decisions and overcome that fear. Most people just think about the fear, but you don't think about the benefits of like what is going to help or what's going to happen if you do take action. But a lot of people don't think about what's going to happen if you just keep doing what you're doing. And obviously, I'm a coach, but getting help from somebody is just going to accelerate your results so much faster. And I never regret investing in myself and my business. And I don't think anybody who watches this would ever regret investing in themselves and getting help from somebody like you who is an expert at what they do and you actually really care and you're committed to getting them amazing results.
Yeah, totally. So you just like it sounds like you just like expanded the time horizon a little bit and you're like, okay, this is where I am right now, but I'm on this trajectory. If we give this 12 months or 6 months or whatever, it's like I would be here or I would be here and then that's just you just kind of looked at like do I want to lose all that potential kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like just really look at it. If you keep doing what you're doing, where are you going to be in 6 months? Are you going to be in a better place or are you going to be exactly where you're at or probably worse? Like if you don't get the help and you keep doing the same things, you're just going to end up exactly where you're at.
Totally. Makes sense. I mean, that's how I look at it too. Like, that's how I close myself on bigger stuff. I'm like, okay, but do you want to get 12 months down the line and wonder if you should have done the thing? I'm like, actually, I don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather go for
Yeah.
fail than regret it later. But anyways, um, okay, cool. Is there anything else you think we should cover that we didn't cover, by the way? Anything else?
I think those are the main things. Yeah.
Cool. Pretend I'm not here right now. This is not a hype up Morgan thing, but like, what would you genuinely tell someone who is thinking about it? I don't even know if they have fears or hesitations, but they're thinking about it. Like, what would you say to them?
I would say just go for it. Morgan genuinely is one of the most caring and committed coaches I've ever been around, and she will get you where you want to go. If you have like problems with your messaging, if you're trying to grow your business, if you're struggling with your mindset and you need more leads, like Morgan can 100% get you there. And I'm so grateful that I made that decision.
Cool. Damn, that sounds like a commercial. You don't need to
Let's
hype me that
freaking
much, but
go.
you know, uh,
Just do it. Yeah.
cool. I mean that's all I got on my side. I just like I genuinely very much so appreciate you for taking the time because you did
Yeah.
this, call. So yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Seriously. it just means a lot to me to be in this position where I'm at. And I just know I'm going to be impacting so many more people in such a positive way because of the work that you did with me. And I'm extremely grateful for you and for the team.
All right, once again, I hope that you thought this was helpful. I hope this was valuable for you. If you want the absolute most value that I can provide to you, I promise you it's not going to be in a video. It's going to be by freaking working together and letting us help you execute this stuff. So if you want help executing this so that you can grow your business, scale your business, click the link below and find a time to book in a chat with me. I'll see you there.